Hello, today I'm going to review Sonic X Shadow Generations for the Nintendo Switch. In this video, I'm going to cover the Shadow Generation side of the story, and in my second video, I'm going to cover the Sonic Generation side of the story. But anyway, you can see I have the Nintendo Switch version. It's the Day 1 edition because I pre-ordered it a while back when it first got revealed actually. And the pre-order has the Gerald Robotnik journal, which is why I'm doing this part of the video, with the physical copy right here. And on the back it says, newly remastered and enhanced, new bonus collectibles and more, unleash the new Doom powers, and that new story campaign that features Shadow, which is the meat of this game pretty much. Everything on the back of this game is like most Switch games, and it does have a reversible cover where you can switch out all of this. Hang on, let me just take out this real fast, and I'll show how that works. Ooh, I see Shadow for Sonic 3. There we go. You can change the cover out if you reverse that paper on the inside, and then you could have your box look like this. That's pretty cool. That's really all there is to the box, though. It has something advertising for Sonic 3. It's going to be the best movie of the year. On this side, you can see that there is something urging you to pay even more money to upgrade to that Digital Deluxe and get that new Shadow skin, where you get like his concept art skin pretty much. I think that is pretty cool, but I didn't do that edition, I've done this edition. And right here is Gerald's journal, which it's really hard to see where it says journal if I can get the light to reflect off it, right? I've never actually even looked at this, but it pretty much just has his whole life or something, I guess. I don't know. We all know Gerald is Eggman's grandpa. I hope I'm right saying that he's his grandpa. He could be his dad. I don't know, he's one or the other. And he's the main character in Shadow Generations, so that's why he has this. Kind of cool, because if you played Shadow Generations, or if you played through Sonic Adventure 2, you know Gerald dies a pretty bad death in that one, so it's kind of cool to see him get more character development in this game. But yeah, you can see this thing's pretty long. I don't even know what's all in it. You can see there's a whole bunch of stuff about Maria. We all know what happens to her, which I'll get into when I get to the review of the game, but that's all there is. Well, there's a few more pages of this. I wonder what's going on here. I haven't even read it myself. I'm guessing that's about where the game probably starts or something. I'll go through that. It says property of the Eggman Empire. I wonder if that code actually does anything, though. That's kind of cool. But yeah, that's all there is to that. And now we'll get into the game itself. So, starting out with the story of the game, I think that the story in this game is absolutely amazing. I think that in terms of Sonic stories for the past 10 years or so, they've not been the greatest, except for Frontiers. That was really good. Starting from Frontiers, I think all the Sonic games started getting really good again. But this game right here is amazing in terms of storytelling. It's not a bunch of cringy jokes or anything. It's genuine, really good storytelling, I think. So it follows the backstory of Shadow in the beginning of the game. You kind of witness his creation and stuff. And this video is going to have spoilers, by the way. And yeah, it starts out with like Gerald, you know, Eggman's grandpa, creating Shadow. And there's Maria, which is like his granddaughter, who has like some terminal illness or something. And the Shadow is supposed to be the cure for her, pretty much, that he's kind of tested this out on. And so, yeah, her and Shadow kind of form like a sibling relationship where he was supposed to be the one to cure her and all that. But there's this organization called Gun, and they're bad people, I guess, because they come in there and they kill Gerald and Maria in front of Shadow, and then Shadow gets sent down to Earth. But like the last thing Shadow hears Maria say is to protect the planet and all this, but yeah, he mishears it the first time and decides to be evil for some reason. But in Adventure, they fix all that. But in this game, you don't really see all of that for some reason. But that's just in the opening backstory scene. And it picks back up with Shadow on the Ark again. I guess it's supposed to be a continuation of that Sonic Shadow Generations show that they put out on YouTube a few weeks ago. And yeah, it picks up with that. And he's just on the Ark exploring, and then the Time Eater from Sonic Generation shows up, and he like throws Shadow into like the broken timeline or something, And then he goes back onto like the final chase scene from Sonic Adventure 2, and you had to play through that, and it's like really good. Everything's really good about that level. The music, the gameplay, the boss and stuff. Oh, and then Shadow's old enemy shows up, Black Doom, which is like this evil alien guy from Shadow the Hedgehog, and he's also kind of Shadow's dad in a way, because he's the one that donated the blood that makes Shadow so powerful, and he's kind of wants revenge for his creation not being like him. So he's going to come try to lure Shadow into being like him, being evil, I guess. So him and Shadow have a fight and stuff, and after that, you go on to the next level, and it's like the Rail Canyon from Sonic Heroes, and it's really cool. I didn't like Rail Canyon very much in Sonic Heroes, but in this game I thought it was really good and really fun. The graphics were really fun, and it had this big train boss that you had to fight, and it was really cool. And I guess that's really all I have to say about that part of the level. I'm just summing up the levels and stories as it goes. And after that, you go to what was after that? I think it was Kingdom Valley. Yeah, you go to Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06. I'm so happy that they brought that game back again. And it's really cool in this game. I don't like Kingdom Valley either. I don't like Sonic 06 all that much, aside from the story. I've never been a big fan of the gameplay in that game. But in this one, they've made Kingdom Valley a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play through. It's really pretty to look at. You ride this little eagle thing around. It's just really cool. You go into the castle from Kingdom Valley and stuff. There's a lot of parts where you go inside of the castles, and it's really cool. And I should probably go to note that all of the Act 1 levels in Shadow Generations are 3D, like fully 3D with no 2D. And all of the Act 2 levels are side-scrolling 2D levels, kind of like classic Sonic, except Shadow doesn't have any 2D sections in its 3D levels, which is really good how it separates the gameplay like that. Because I like both styles, but if I had my pick like this, I'd like it to be how this is, where we have some exclusively 2D levels and some exclusively 3D levels. It just makes it a lot more fun. And all of the songs in this game are remixes of the stage's old themes that they used to have, pretty much. And what level do you go through after that? I feel like I'm forgetting a few. You go through Sunset Heights from Sonic Forces, and in this game it is absolutely awesome. It's not a straight line no more, and they have all the big Death Egg robot things from Sonic Forces fighting you, and you get to run through and fight all those, and it's like really cool. And then when you think the level's about over, Black Doom shows up again, and he like disorcs the world, and like the level goes on for another 2 minutes, and it's just, that's my favorite level in the game. It was awesome. And after that, I think you go, I feel like I'm forgetting a level. Anyway, you go to Chaos Island from Sonic Frontiers, and that place is awesome in this game. I'm surprised they was able to make an open world level from Sonic Frontiers into a regular Sonic level like this in this game, but it's a lot of fun. And you get a bunch of new powers along the way. You get this power that gives you a bunch of wings, and you can fly around, and it's like really cool looking. Looks like something out of Spider-Man. And you get this power where you can like throw spears and stuff out of your hands, and that power is really cool too. And one of his coolest ones is Chaos Control, which you get that from the very start of the game. It's not a Doom power or anything that you get in this game, but it lets you freeze time and freeze everything around you, and you can just use missiles and stuff flying around you as platforms, and it's really cool. And you get this power that turns you into like some kind of manta ray that you can ride on top of and ride through the water. That part's cool. And you also get a what's the last power? This big squig thing. It's like a monster thing that can transfer across all the goo and stuff that's in this game, and you can just zip line across it and ride across all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. I think that's all the powers in this game. Besides, yeah, I believe that's all of them. And what else is there in this game? I feel like I'm forgetting a level that I didn't bring up. Well, anyway, the bosses in this game are really cool. The first one is the Bio Lizard from Sonic Adventure 2, and it is a lot of fun to fight. It's a really refined version of the original Bio Lizard fight, except you're not in space, outside fighting it in the galaxy, and you're inside of like a big battle arena fighting it, and it's really cool. Second boss is the Metal Overlord, I think, from Sonic Heroes, and he talks and stuff, and it's really cool. And you fight him on the water, riding that manta ray thing, and it's a lot of fun. That fight was pretty hard, though, I think. Probably the hardest fight in the game, aside from the final boss. And the third fight is Mephiles from Sonic 06, and that fight is absolutely awesome. I'm so glad they brought Mephiles back again, and he's a lot of fun to fight. And I'm happy that they finally included him in another game, and I hope he comes back again. The way they made it out in the game is like he knows how to come back, so I'd say they're going to bring him back. But on that topic, I'm a big Infinite fan, and I wish he was in this game, but sadly he's not. He would have been a cool fight in the Forces level, I think. They was bringing back old Shadow villains, and he is a Shadow villain after all. I mean, that's how they meet each other in Sonic Forces, but they don't even acknowledge him in this game, sadly. And the final boss is Black Doom. No one's seen that coming, not really, but you get to go into Shadow's big Doom form pretty much, where he has the wings and stuff, and he is using all the powers, and it kind of just switches stages where you gotta use each power that you mastered. It's really cool. It's a very good final boss for a Sonic game. I'm glad that we've been getting some very good final bosses lately that's not just go a straight line and hit the boss at the end anymore. We've been getting full-on boss fights, and they are awesome. And I think that's all the main fights in Shadow's story. And in terms of other things like the graphics, this game is absolutely beautiful. As I said, I'm playing it on the Switch, and the Switch is not known for pretty graphics, but in this game it looks good. Like, you can see the fur on all the characters, and you can see like every detail in their eyeballs and stuff, and all the fabric in their gloves. It's just really cool looking. Everything's so detailed in this game. The character animation itself is very fluid. It looks like a Disney movie. Normally I don't say that about games, but they really put a lot of effort into the movements and animations and expressions and stuff of the characters in this game, and it looks really cool. And the level designs are really cool. They have a lot of detail. Like, you can see all the bricks and stuff from Sunset Heights. Like, they look real. In the space levels, you can see the galaxies around you. They put a lot of detail into everything. And in terms of music in this game is amazing in terms of its music. It's mostly remixes of old Sonic levels that they've redone again, and they make them sound very different. Like Sunset Heights, that level is probably my favorite in Sonic Forces, and I always liked everything about that level aside from the fact that it's short. But in this game, it's perfect, as I say. But they redone the song and stuff too, and it was really cool. And they even got back, for some of the lyrical songs, they got What I'm Made Of as what plays when you're fighting Metal Overlord, and then they got All Hail Shadow as the song for when you're fighting Black Doom. And I think that's pretty much it for the music in this game. And what else did they do? Oh yeah, there's a big open world as the hub world for this game, kind of like how Sonic has his white world. Shadow has a white world too, but it's kind of like Frontier style. You can just freely roam around it, and it has a bunch of challenges and stuff in it. That's where you're going to be spending a lot of time in the game, is just completing things in that. And it has all these challenge acts, just like how Sonic has his. And you get keys, and you can hit these little musical notes to unlock like concept art and other songs to play in the background of levels, and all kinds of cool stuff. I do wish there was more customization for Shadow though. If you could like change, well, they gave the skin out for him, but you had to pay for it, so I don't count that. But maybe as the DLCs come out, we'll have more, costumes for Shadow. Like maybe even, we got the movie design coming out in December, so I'll have to do a review of that too when that comes out. But yeah, I do wish there's more customization in this game. I don't really have that many gripes with it. It's a pretty perfect game. As I said, I wish Infinite was in it, but that's not really a complaint. I can't control that. I know a lot of people don't like him, so I guess that makes sense if they didn't want to risk anything with bringing him back. Didn't want any negative reception, I guess. But I would not mind if he comes in a future update or something for the game. That would be great. And let me see, what else is there to talk about? I think that's really everything there is to this game. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. And that's just the Shadow half of the game. So I'll review the Sonic half later, which is just a Generations remake, so that won't be quite as interesting. But overall, this is a perfect Sonic game. And, well, I guess it's a Shadow game, really. And I hope to see them do more like this. Give us a Silver game like this. That would be great. But anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye.